Hey, legends, Frazer Brookes here, coming to you with another episode of the Network Marketing Ninja podcast. As you can see, if you're on the YouTube channel, this is a video version of the podcast as well. So if you're listening on the podcast, feel free to come over onto the YouTube channel and figure it out, because today I am joined with a very special guest all the way over from Australia, which is kind of crazy. Dean Behrens, how you doing, buddy?
Very well, thank you.
Amazing. So Dean's here from Australia, attending one of his company incentive trips, kind of international gala. Was invited. He's the only one right now at the moment from Australia at the event, which tells you something already. But Dean's got an amazing story. Dean's absolutely crushing it. So I think we'll start there then, mate. So what were you doing before you kind of joined network marketing?
Yeah, cool. So for 18 years, I worked for a company, which is like a retail company in Australia, and I was like a HR manager.
Oh, nice.
So from like the age of 18, I became a manager.
Yeah.
Stayed with them for 18 years. Got burnt out.
Classic.
Like really burnt out.
Oh, like as in...
Burnt out.
Yeah.
So like literally ended up getting diagnosed with depression.
Wow. And you mainly because of the job?
Yeah.
Wow.
Got put into like a hospital. That's how bad it got.
Yeah.
And then I came out, and then that's how network marketing started. You know what I mean?
So you were there for 18 years.
I was.
Did you come out of school straight into it, kind of thing?
Yeah.
So you came out of school straight into this, got burnt out. And by the way, guys, if you're listening in and you feel like you've got burnt out, just take a breather. Trust me, burning out is rough. It's really, really tough. I'm sorry you had to go through that as well. It's I've had to go through similar. You know, it's kind of crazy. You don't feel like it's going to hit you, and then bang, it hits you. So how were you exposed to network? Like how long?
So when I got unwell, that's how it started, right? So the first company that I was with, it was like natural healing,
right?
Because I ended up getting a chemical imbalance,
right? Because
of the medication, and that's how it all started. So my experience from, being like a HR manager, store manager, national manager, I was like, I can work for myself. And I went from there.
Right. So how did you come across it? Did you Google it? Did you get a spammy message?
No. So my cousin was in the company, my previous company, and said, try this. And it helped, naturally. Yeah. And that's how it all started.
Right. And how long ago was that?
7 years ago.
All right, 7 years. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So now you've made a change, because for those of you guys who are with a second, third, fourth, fifth, 10th company, that's totally fine. People move houses, people move homes, and some people never move the house that they live. In fact, I think the stat is something like 42% of Americans don't leave the area where they actually grow up, right? So that's kind of the same thing in network marketing as well. A lot of people kind of join one company, stay there, but you obviously made a decision. You saw something different, and you were like, I'm going to do that.
I was like, it wasn't, put it this way, I stayed with my last company for, 5 years. So it wasn't like an easy decision. Yeah. But when a new opportunity came, it was something that was like a passion of mine as well. Yeah. That wasn't available in Australia.
Right.
So it was a hard decision. Because I left a team of people that I love and adore. And I left the company on the right terms. Yeah. And I've got nothing bad to say about the previous company.
Yeah, no, that's the right way.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I could not say no to this new opportunity.
Yeah. And that's right. And again, for those, there's another tip here. Like for those of you who maybe move company or are looking to move company, whatever, don't badmouth or damage the reputation of another company to try and justify why you're moving, because that means that you're an amateur and never a professional. You can't be called a professional when you act like an amateur. It's just how it is. So right now, how long have you been involved in the company for?
So we will be 2 years in November.
Yeah, good work, man.
Yeah.
2 years coming up real quick. And how the last 2 years been? Like what's?
So I became number one in Australia. Our team's number one. We went to top of the comp plan in 1 month.
Crazy.
What else have we done?
How many customers would you say?
A week?
Yeah. Well, I suppose you do so many that you can break it down in a week.
What do you want to know? A week or a year? Well, let me tell you.
How many do you feel that you have so far on the team?
So in the team itself, like as in distributors, etc., that are actively building, I would say 1,000 people actively building.
Nice.
customers, retail, probably 10,000.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So I have to tell you guys a story. So inside, Dean's part of the inner circle, and we love having him in there. And every week we get people to fill in a very simple Google form, right?
This form,
right? This form, right? This form. So about 20% of the members fill them in, but they fill them in on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because the form's sent out on Friday. Now on Sunday, me and Svetlana, we sit around like the table, we get the chairs, we have some food, and we actually go through the form. And the form's made up on like, what's your name, what's your email address, how many people have you like added to your list, how many people have you invited, how many follow-ups, how many customers, how many team members, and what's your win of the week. So we sit around and we read off 200, 300, 400 people and what their wins are, because it just fills us with gratitude. But then we go through the numbers and we see how many customers, and literally there are people getting 5 customers, 10 customers, 20 customers, 50 customers. Then there's Dean. Dean is what we call a unicorn. Dean is what you call
a unicorn. I love that. As long as you call me a pink one, though.
A pink, yeah.
Then we're friends.
Dean is what we call the pink unicorn.
Yeah.
The only one pink unicorn, because Dean's customer numbers are just crazy. Like, what sort of weekly number of customers do you
retail?
Yeah.
Anywhere between 400 to 600.
400 to 600 a week.
Yeah.
Not a month. Not a quarter, not a year, a week. So let's talk about that, because it's wild.
Yeah.
How do you manage that? How do you figure that out? How do you do that? Are you doing like fairs? Are you doing it all on social media? Is there a massive sign and a flag outside your home saying buy one get one free?
Not really.
Do you have a high street store? Like, how do you do?
No.
You're like,
no.
you know, you're like Woolies and Coles and like,
no.
come in.
I'm a member of the inner circle.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's this book, there's this book, there's this book, there's this book.
Yeah.
Just do the work.
Yeah.
That's all I do.
So are you reaching out to people and Facebook groups? Are you using Instagram or what?
Yeah, I do that. I do all that. But I'm also like, you know, what's the word? We do like local like drop off flyers.
Nice.
Letterbox, old school. So
amazing.
So my little nephew, he's like 15, right? So what does he charge me? I think it's like $18 an hour.
Nice.
Because it's like higher than what the going rate for his
age,
right?
Yeah. So you pay him well, and
then he puts like letterbox flyers.
Nice.
It's a bit of old school.
Yeah.
So they get it in the letterbox. People ring me. That's how I make new contacts.
So what sort of thing is in the letter? Like what sort of thing is on the leaflet?
Like me.
Hey, my name's Dean.
Yep.
I help people.
Do this.
Yeah.
Yep. This is my contact details.
Yeah. Call me.
Yes.
So how many leaflets do you feel that your nephew puts out?
So he would probably he works 3 or 4 days, like 3 or 4 afternoons for me a week. And he probably puts out, I would say, anywhere between 1,000 to 2,000.
All right. So from like, let's say it's 1,000.
Yeah.
How many calls would you get from that?
100.
100. Okay, 100.
Yeah, around.
And of the 100, because the product is well priced,
yes.
a lot of those people buy.
Yeah.
You know, it's so crazy.
It's old school.
Yeah, it's all, and no one's doing it.
No one gets like that.
No one's doing it.
Yeah.
And if they are, it's like pizza, takeaway, menus.
Right.
So that's what my dad used to do.
Yeah.
So my dad in the 90s.
I heard it.
Yeah.
That's where I got it from.
That's where you got it from. Yeah, he used to go around the doors. And they had a whole system, and this was a system, and this is really cool to talk about actually. Here is a flyer. You want to change your name and your number, but keep everything else the same, right? And your goal is to give out 1,000 a week.
Yeah.
Now 1,000 a week will get you about 100 calls, and of the 100 calls, 40 of them, 50 of them, 60 of them, maybe more, depending on what the product and price point is and the need for it is. Like that's the numbers.
Yeah.
So then, you know, people would go out there and buy their leaflets, and they would go around the doors and they'd get their steps in. Steps weren't really a thing in the 90s,
That's
right? But now
right.
like people are doing it, and people would make money, and that was a system because social media wasn't a thing, and that was the only way. The cool thing is what and some companies out there, like the products that you guys are with, maybe have like a benefit. Dean's product is not. It's not going to help. It's not going to like help you with like arthritis or hydration or lose weight. It makes people feel good because they smell good. For example, you guys know what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
So what, like when the phone rings?
Yeah.
Because I used to have a phobia of the phone ringing.
Yeah. So did I.
Crazy. Really?
Yes.
Oh, you did too?
Yeah.
So
I get scared.
Introverted.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the phone rings.
Yeah.
You're picking it up, or have you got someone?
No, I pick it up.
So you pick it up personally.
Yeah.
Hey, is that Dean? Yes, speaking.
Yeah. And that's how we build on the relationship.
And then you build a relationship on the phone.
Yeah.
Jeez, man,
so then that person, like if they say to me, "Yep, I want to buy," so we make sure my husband or like my nephew, we go straight away with a gift.
Right, and because it's leaflet dropping, it's just in your area.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh well, now I've got to go to Perth.
That's right.
Yeah. He lives in Sydney, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So wherever we go, like if they say yes, we go there with the order, buy an extra gift as a thank you. So it's over deliver.
Right. So you're getting one sale, but you're kind of
they don't expect that.
Yeah.
To be there, like in and out.
So how many of these people are rebuying from? Because obviously
they all come back.
Right. A lot of all of them come back.
Yeah. So my retail base is huge. Yeah.
Mainly in the Sydney area, the Sydney district. You call
just
it?
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But now we've started in USA.
Yeah.
So
and soon you'll have the biggest team in the USA.
Yes,
right.
We're growing.
Yeah. So it's not just Australia. So then with the team that's growing as well, because having 1,000 people in a team is amazing. Congrats, especially in 2 years, it's absolutely amazing. In a new market as well. It's not like you've gone in and been like, right, we've already got this brand. There's already this infrastructure. There's 10,000 people going to an event. Yeah. You haven't got that.
Yeah.
So like, how are you doing it with your team? Are you getting your team to do the leaflets as well, or are you?
Yeah. So everything that I do, I pay for my team to have the exact same thing. So anything, flyers, anything that I do, I pay for it, my team get it. If I do a postcard, my team get it for free. The training, my team get it for free.
Nice.
Because if I'm doing it, they deserve that.
Yeah, they deserve it too.
Yeah.
I love that. You know, what I would tell people who are listening then is think about what you can put on a one. Is it double-sided leaflet or one? Yeah. What you can put on a double-sided leaflet that's simple to the point, but is going to get someone to. Do they always ring, or do they WhatsApp, or
They just ring.
They just ring.
Some people text actually.
Some people text. Yeah. Do you know like percentage? 10%, 20%.
Yeah, about 20%.
Yeah, 20. So like, give them the option to text or WhatsApp or call or whatever. Yeah. But think about what you could put on a leaflet and how many you think you could do, and go out there on a weekend, or go out there for a day and just think. If you've got a newborn kid, go take the pram out with you and just go. The UK is a brilliant place to. By the way, the UK is perfect for this because it's just house after house after house after house, depending on where you live. So go out there and try it. Go and do 1,000. Go and get. You'd be surprised. 1,000 leaflets is not that expensive.
It's really not.
It's crazy, isn't it? You think
really
like, it's probably like $1 per. It's like $1,000. You're crazy. It's really, really not. So go out there and give it a go and kind of see where you get with it. Like, just know your numbers. If you give out 1,000 leaflets, you're gonna have pretty decent number on what you're doing.
And it's because no one does it. Like, it's old school.
Yeah, it's old school, but what's it like? What they say about fashion? Fashion kind of comes around, right? Fashion goes in cycles. Right. It's the same thing in network marketing. You know, it goes around in cycles, and with the recession, a lot of people are going back to what used to work.
That's right.
Not that the other stuff doesn't work, but yeah.
Yeah.
So how many hours like a week do you feel that you spend in your business? Because you're beast mode, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're like we were talking before. Like I was saying, I'm introverted. Dean's introverted. I don't move much. Dean don't move much.
Yeah.
I work ridiculous hours. Dean works ridiculous hours. It's just kind of what it is. But how many? Because you've been burnt out as well.
Yeah.
So like, what I'm trying to ask here is, how are you working so hard?
Yeah. And
avoiding the burnout.
I think this time I know my limitations.
Nice.
And I also
got data from.
I also know that it was also medication, so I don't take medication.
Yeah, you're off it all.
Yeah.
Great.
I also know my limits, but I also know that 2 years of hard work can set you up for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
I'm also the person, though, if I decide that I'm going to build in another country, I don't use time excuse as that.
Right.
I'm going to show up for them as well.
Right.
So I start work about 9 or 10 in the morning. I have a little break in between, because then USA wake up at night.
Yeah.
And then I'm up working with USA.
So you're similar to me then.
Yeah.
So.
I don't use time excuses as an excuse.
Yeah.
If I'm saying that I'm going to be there, I'm going to be there for them.
Right,
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
But like, so you wake up, do some work, have a break,
yeah.
and then you work until you go to bed kind of thing.
I get jet lagged in my own home without leaving the house. Yeah.
Right.
If that makes sense. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
So back to your kind of like your leaflet system. I love this because one thing we were talking about before we kind of came into the bedroom, which is the study. It feels weird saying that. But we're in the bedroom, which is the study in the office, right?
Yeah.
Is we were talking about making a lot of money comes with having to pay a lot in taxes, right? And there are certain things that you've been advised to do and build a team around it. But what you've got with your system is you can actually scale that.
So now everything's changing because like I had my tax appointment in Australia. We lost a lot of money to the taxman last year.
I love how it's lost a lot of money to the taxman.
But now we've worked it out like better. So now I've hired, I think we have 7 coaches.
Nice.
That will be working for our team, so they can book in for 15-minute calls.
Yeah, like the mentorship.
Someone taught me.
Yeah.
Right. So my team get that for free, which obviously makes my life a little bit easier. I now have a bookkeeper. I now have someone looking after all the things that I was doing. Yeah. My life should be a bit easier now.
Right. So like
concentrate on other stuff as well now.
And we'll talk about that now. So with the leaflet stuff, you've obviously hired your nephew. Yeah. But you could also hire, and again, like you're such a good guy to your team. Yeah. That you're telling them, hey, well, you're in Melbourne. Not Melbourne's maybe too big of an area, but like a part of Melbourne. You're a town within Melbourne. Yeah. Like you go do that because you could quite easily go find someone and do it yourself. But you're just teaching this onto them, and then
whatever I do, my team get for free.
Yeah,
yeah, and then they can go do exactly the same thing.
Right, yeah. But instead of you hiring 10 people like your nephew and conquering all of,
I do it with my team.
Right, you get your team to take those areas.
Because I want to make sure that my team scale up and benefit from what we built together.
Right. I love it.
You know what I mean?
So what Dean was talking about with the mentor calls is, and this goes out to the leaders out there who have maybe got making a lot of money, have the most knowledge in the team because you've been around it longer or you're just more developed, but don't have much time. Because in the network marketing space, you have to spend a lot of time, first and foremost, to make the money. And you think that you're going to use less time, but somehow the time doesn't come back to you unless you develop the system or the leaders that allows you to kind of buy your team back. Yeah. So what we do in the inner circle is we have something called the Mentors Program, and Dean amazingly is replicating it with his organization. Yes. So anyone in the team can book a 15-minute call to discuss one challenge that they need to or want to overcome. And the person they speak to is someone that you train up, right? You train up, or someone who's done it before, and they kind of help you out, and you pay per call that they do. So in the inner circle, you can do 15-minute call. You can talk about social media or mindset or duplication. Yeah. You get a call with one of those guys, and then I compensate them for their time. They learn. The person who gets the mentor call learns, and everyone's kind of happy. So for the leaders out there, give it a go, because you will be surprised at how much leverage you can create. And if you're not there with your team just yet, if you're not there with your organization yet, then that's something you've got to look forward to as well. Yeah. So this has been amazing.
Thank you.
What's your favorite platform, like when it comes to Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok?
So I have the biggest following on Instagram.
Nice.
But my favorite is Facebook.
Yeah. Just because of the connection.
Just because I don't know. I just like, I'm not a TikToker. Yeah. I'm not a Reels guy. Yeah. I know I'm meant to be, but I just find Facebook is my jam.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I have a bigger following on Instagram.
Right.
But Facebook's my favorite.
Hey, mate, I'm the same. Yeah. Like I have more followers on Facebook than I do on. More followers on Instagram than I do my Facebook profile. Yeah. But whenever I post on Facebook, it just explodes. The same post on Instagram, it just...
Same.
And I think too many people are obsessed with the number of followers, and it's not about that.
It's not about following.
Yeah,
I would rather have 10 followers that were more engaged.
Yeah, exactly.
Than 30,000 people watching for what? Well, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, as you know, you've got 10 people who love everything you put out. You make a new post, they're like, Dean's posted. Yeah. And they go tell everyone else to grow this following. So, mate, this has been amazing. Thank you so much. How do the guys find you on Facebook?
So just Dean Christopher Behrens.
Right.
And then same on Instagram, Dean Christopher Behrens.
And Behrens is, because I had to ask, right, has a silent H in there, so it's Behrens.
That's right.
Right? I can spell a lot of the Inner Circle members' names because I've seen their name come up on the Google form so much, right? So I remember when one of the members, she was like a Polish woman, and she was saying like, "Oh, you won't be able to spell my name," and she's here in Dubai, and was like, "Oh no, I know exactly how you've got a Z and then an S and then a C and then a W all together," and she was like, what? No one gets this right? But Dean, you're incredible. I appreciate you, brother.
No, you are.
We don't get many people come here in Dubai to the home, but we invite people who are crushing it and doing well and have got a great story to share. So, what's the future? What's the goal? What's the vision? What's the plan?
So, the future for me is obviously myself and husband. We are about to become foster parents.
Yes, well. Mate, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
That's why I've been working super hard to make sure that
I get it.
Everything's going to be all right. That's why we now also, it's coming a perfect time to have all these extra coaches.
Yeah.
My
leverage.
life a little bit easier, a little bit. But my next plan is to grow in this country.
Yeah. In
yeah.
the UAE.
I've been here 2-3 days.
Yeah.
I've already got 7 new people. So
Beast.
Yeah.
No leaflets this time.
No, that was just in taxi rides. So that's all good. But what's next after that? I think for me, I want to do a podcast and all that sort of stuff.
For sure. Do it. I think with the key with the podcast is don't overcomplicating. We're all here. We've got the lights. We've got all this. But the majority of my episodes were, hey everyone, Frazer Brookes here, coming to you live. That was just through the phone.
Yeah.
I like Buzzsprout or Anchor.
Yeah.
But I think you've got definitely a different story to tell, a different style to share.
I want to be able to serve in a bigger scale.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Give value for free. If that makes
sense.
Yeah,
there's levels. There's serve yourself.
Yeah.
Serve your team. Serve the profession.
Yeah.
Right. You know it. So that's the kind of levels to this game, and a lot of people. We all start, and a lot of people in network marketing. I would say almost everyone starts from an ego perspective. What's the goal? I want to make $500 a month.
Yeah.
I want, and that's
the other thing we do with our team actually. I tell them every month that we get paid. If they make $100 or $200, I'm share that.
Yeah.
It's more relatable than what I make.
Right, of course.
Do you know what I mean? Someone looks at mine and go, "Oh, I can't do what he does."
Yeah.
Someone sees them and they go, "Oh, I made $50 this week, or an extra $100 just before Christmas." Right. This is how we bring a lot of people in.
Yeah, it's great you say that because the high incomes inspire the team.
Yeah.
And maybe inspire the presentation if you're able to mention, whatever, if you've got income claims and all that.
Yeah.
But then the people in the team, their stories are 200 in a week, to 500 in a month.
Yeah.
People can relate to that. That's what people want.
Yeah.
Because not everyone wants to change their career. Some people do. I mean, I like the idea of it, but not everyone does. So, mate, this has been awesome. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
I've got to say one thing. Yeah. If you guys are thinking of a training, right, and you guys want to learn, in all honesty, this is the man. If you're not going to you've got to do the inner circle. If it wasn't for the inner circle, I wouldn't be where I am.
No, I appreciate that, mate.
Thank you.
No, I appreciate that, mate. Yeah. And I'm looking forward to having some fun and adventures in Australia coming up. 100%. You're in Sydney, which is a real fun town, and he's got a really big house and loads of cars. He said that I can borrow and stuff. Yeah. All right, see you guys on the next episode. Take care.